After a monster win by the Montreal Canadiens last night, we wake up this morning and they are in a playoff spot. But the question we ask is, why does FanDuel only have them at 32% to make the playoffs? Joining me this morning to answer that question is Frankie Corrado on this D2D version of Power Plays. So Frankie, I got to ask you, why are the odds so low right now for the Montreal Canadiens to make the playoffs?
I think they look at that and they see that there's 6 teams within 4 points of that last wild card spot. So as much as Montreal is playing great and they own that spot right now, a bad losing streak and a winning streak by one of the other teams would give another team a chance to make the playoffs in that final wild card spot. But I would have Montreal's odds a little bit higher. I would be leaning more towards the 40% when it comes to Montreal making the playoffs and earning that last wild card spot.
Yeah, I guess the question is right now is, does the league still really believe in the Montreal Canadiens, especially when you got a team like the New York Rangers in the mix? But Montreal's got games in hand. They control their fate. Let's hope they find a way to continue this good stretch. Let's focus on the Calder Trophy with Lane Hutson. Scored one of the biggest goals of his young career last night. But why is he still an underdog, and why is Celebrini still the favorite for the Calder, Frankie?
I don't know why, Carlo. Lane Hutson has shown enough this season. He leads rookies in points. He leads rookies in ice time. He plays such a significant role on a team that is now playing significant games, now in a wild card spot. So everything that Lane Hutson has done this season has been a build-up to this point, and he deserves to be the favorite for the Calder Trophy at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I've been beating this drum all year, right from the start of the season, where I actually placed the bet that he would make it, or that he would win the Calder, plus 900. So I've got incredible value on that. Let's turn our attention to the captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Craig Button said yesterday after his game that he's an elite center iceman. So if I was to ask you to fill in the blank, Frankie, where do you rank Nick Suzuki as was one of the top center icemen in the National Hockey League?
Top 10 center iceman in the NHL. Nick Suzuki has shown a lot this season, and it's interesting what Marty St. Louis did for him this year. He's kind of brought his ice time down a little bit. He was playing well over 21 last year. He's just under 20 this year. He's not playing as much time short-handed as he used to, but that is allowing him to do more at 5-on-5, stay out on the power play a little bit more, and Nick Suzuki just consistently delivers night after night. Such an impressive player, very intelligent player, and seeing, what he can do in regards to propelling his team into a playoff spot, Nick Suzuki is a top 10 center iceman in the NHL.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with that, especially with the way he's playing right now, where you look at the games following the Post Nations, he's tied for second with Leon Draisaitl with the most points, 18 points in those 11 games. He's been absolutely on fire, and he's doing what leaders are supposed to do, lead the way. Speaking of Suzuki, let's focus on Kent Hughes right now, because he created some magic, signing both Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield to massive extensions a couple years ago, getting ahead of their numbers. If you had to project a contract for both of these guys right now, what would their current day value be?
Well, it would be higher than what it is right now. Like you're looking at, especially with the cap going up and knowing that we're going to have that certainty, there would be more money at play for these guys. So it's going to be well above $8 million. For Nick Suzuki, you take a look at some of the best two-way center icemen in the NHL, like that's $9+ million. And, for Cole Caulfield having the best goal scoring season of his career, you get him signed where, you feel like you got some value. There would be a lot more money on the table for both those players considering the seasons that they're having if you were to get those deals done now.
Yeah, money talks. And they sure as hell caught a bargain on both of those players right now who are performing way beyond their contract values. Let's focus on Josh Anderson, because he had a big game last night and he caught a huge break in that game with a collision in the corner. You saw the skate cut across his Achilles. Thankfully, Darren Drago confirmed he was wearing protection. And look, I'm a huge advocate for skate lacerations and the protection that the players should wear. And it allowed him to have one of the greatest moments in Montreal season this year with that epic photo of him celebrating with his teammates on the bench. How amazing was that night by Josh Anderson yesterday?
It really was amazing for him. And you know what? He's been dealing with something this year. He doesn't really practice. Like every practice day is a maintenance day for Josh Anderson. He really only plays the games. He's not out there for morning skates. So, you know, he's been such a warrior for this team. He's been battling through so much. And for him to have that moment after having a scare earlier in that game, we're really happy that he wears protective equipment. And for Montreal, like Josh Anderson has really turned into this, you know, third liner, embraced this role, playing some of the best hockey of his career and really serving a purpose for this Montreal team.
Yeah, it's true what they say. A picture says 1,000 words, and no better picture than that. And could we see 6 Canadian teams in the playoffs? Sure hope to find out soon.